Yeah, it's been a pretty long journey to get in with Edinburgh. Started off when I left school, went straight into stage three here in Edinburgh, and then joined Curry and was playing there for a couple of seasons. Did my under 20s, stuff like that, and then went out to Nice after my second year at 20s. Had a season over there, came back, and then joined Heriots in the Super Six, and was playing for them until kind of COVID hit and cut the season short. And then I think late last year there was a couple of guys who were struggling in the centres and a few injuries, so the opportunity came where Cockers gave us a call and managed to come in and start training with the lads, and yeah, just managed to go quite well and build my confidence with the standard and the level that it is in here, and get my first game of the weekend. Yeah, so the injury count hasn't been in my favour over the last few years. So two shoulder surgeries and an ACL, a thumb surgery, and another thumb surgery to come later this month. So yeah, it's each one you kind of learn. You learn from the experiences of doing the rehab, being slightly a bit more isolated on your own, not training with guys. I did most of my injuries when I was with the academy, so it was in a slightly different environment. But every time you learn a bit about yourself, and you can work on other things in other parts of your game. So so that when you're faced with an injury, so I've ruptured my ligament in my thumb at the moment, and the experiences that I've had in the past have been able to work on to manage my body and manage myself so that I can kind of keep playing and try and get through it at the same time. Yeah, so I was actually supposed to be on the bench against Edinburgh in the opener of the Rainbow Cup, but on the Tuesday, I think it was a Friday game, on the Tuesday I ruptured ligament in my thumb and went down to see a specialist down in Leeds that week, and I was kind of ruled out for a few weeks there. So we had 2 weeks off after the second Glasgow game, which was a good bit of time, a good chunk of time for me to get on top of it, let it settle, have a bit of downtime and take a bit of pressure off it. And then on the Monday, when we came in before the Ulster game, Cockers just kind of pulled me aside and said that I was going to be on the bench, which obviously was buzzing to get a second opportunity. I was lucky to have the first opportunity, but to have a second one and come back in circumstances I wasn't sure whether it was going to happen during the competition or not. So yeah, it was a huge honour. Grew up in North Berwick and went to the school there, and then came into school in town at Heriots, and it was a huge honour to make my debut for a club that I've been around and grown up with. I've literally got we found in the attic magazines of like in with the Pride or something like that, with running us through the team of 07-08 when it was Stevie Laurie and Ben Cairns and Fergus Pringle and all these guys who have coached me in the past. So now it was a huge honour to make my debut for a club that I've supported for so long. Yeah, so Cockers was really good. Had a good long chat with him before on the Thursday before the game, and just ran me through what he expected of me, just going on, do the fundamentals well, nuts and bolts, and just kind of take the habits that we've been repping in training into the match. And I feel like I did that fairly well, and hopefully that has put a bit of confidence from the coaches in me. Kitty's been really good, Hodgie's been really supportive. They've both been really good at chipping in and giving me advice and little hints and tips after training and in reviews and stuff like that. So no, all the coaching team's been really great and supportive, and feeling their confidence in me going into it just took a lot of pressure off me and allowed me to go out and play the game that was all freely. Yeah, so came on, first carry, got turned over, so it was obviously a bit like, got a bit of redeeming to do now, need to get involved, need to get stuck in, can't go into my shell after that, or else I was just going to get slated in the review for it. So now I made sure that I got myself involved and put myself in the right position to try and get a bit more ball. It's been a while. I was a little bit nervous if George or Jimmy went down early on. I've not played since kind of late February 2020, so I wasn't sure how the body was going to cope and the calves and with cramp and stuff like that, but managed to managed to get 25, which felt good, and I was pretty sore on the next day, and to be fair, still a few days after, the neck's still a bit stiff and whatnot. But now it was great just to get back playing again. It's been so long since I've had kind of the pre-game jitters, and had a lot of nice messages of support coming in from back home and stuff like that. So no, it was great to get back playing again, and a great feeling. Yeah, it was. To be fair, I think they were down to 13 men at the time, so they were pretty compromised. The ball was actually supposed to go out the back to, I think Chamber was out the back, but it just their line speed, their pressure was so much that you could see the 13 was kind of jittering before 9 had even passed it. So I knew he was going to be coming hard, and 12 was looking pretty hard at the ball. So as the ball kind of came out, just tried to bounce kind of half a meter to outside shoulder of 12, and 13 was kind of in two minds of where he was going. So just managed to get past him, and then it was just a matter of staying on my feet and trying to get over the line. But no, it was pretty special to get it on kind of home debut for the club as well. So no, it was a great feeling. I'm incredibly fortunate and lucky to have a good support network around me. There's a lot of people supporting me back home, and have kind of followed me through the ups and downs and stuff like that. So yeah, it was. I've been a bit of a surreal kind of 48 hours, just kind of out of nowhere. A lot of people weren't actually too aware that I was even in contention and stuff like that. So to come on and obviously score and stuff like that was pretty special. And yeah, there's a few messages coming in, but all really nice, all really supportive and positive. So yeah, so obviously the goal is to kind of make my placement more permanent here. Hopefully get in full time over the next season, and that's hopefully only going to grow my game. And there's a great ability to grow and learn here. So I really enjoy the culture. The lads are really good, and obviously it's where I've grown up. So hopefully just try and get as much game time as I can at the moment, going forward into next season. Have a good run at pre-season with Edinburgh hopefully, and then going forward just try and do as much as I can to get as much game time as possible and experience at this level.